The top NFL running backs are pissed off at the NFL owners and speak out via social media. Some of the top players include Austin Ekeler, Derrick Henery, Najee Harris, Sauon Barkely, Christian McCaffrey, and more. Here it is. So, there was a big blow up on social media a few days ago, but it all started earlier in the week when Austin Ekeler did an interview on the Rich Eisen show, and he was talking about the running back position being underpaid, saying that the third string wide receivers are getting paid more than the starting running backs. So, that was a big thing. But then a few days ago, that's where the big blow up happened via social media by all the top tier running backs. And it all happened, if you guys didn't know, there's extension dates. Meaning, if you don't sign an extension via a certain date, then you're not eligible to sign it for the rest of the season. And you have to play under the franchise tag for the whole year. And there's three running backs who did not sign that extension, and they're really good running backs. Sauon Barkely, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard. They did not sign their extension and have to play the whole season under the franchise tag. And that's where the big blow up happened via social media. So, as I'm explaining the situation, I'm going to put up on the screen these direct quotes from these players that were speaking out. After those three running backs did not sign the extension, the first person to speak out was Christian McCaffrey. Here's what he had to say. So, he said, "This is criminal. Three of the best players in the entire league, regardless of their position." Chargers running back Austin Ekeler said that he wants to hear from NFL owners as to why the running back positions isn't getting paid. And that specific comment is what started this whole uproar, because an NFL draft scout, Matt Miller, then followed up by saying, "I've been saying this for years. First off, draft a running back. Second off, play the running back. If he's good, third off, franchise take the running back one time, and then repeat and draft a running back and let basically the other one go." And like I said, after this comment, this is what started the whole uproar by every running back to kind of chip in and give their thoughts. Austin Ekeler once again started off by replying to Matt Miller saying, "This is the kind of trash that has artificially devalued one of the most important positions in the game. Everybody knows it's tough to win without a top tier running back, and yet they act like we are discardable widgets. I support any running back doing whatever it takes to get his bag." So he responded by saying that. And then Derrick Henery, he chipped in by saying this: "At this point, just take the running back position out of the game then. The ones that want to be great and work as hard as they can to give their all to an organization, it just seems like it doesn't even matter. I'm with every running back that's fighting to get what they deserve." Next, Najee Harris chimed in. I know you guys probably been waiting for Najee Harris's comments on this because this is a Steelers channel. Here's what Najee Harris had to say about this whole situation. He responded to Derrick Henery. "I agree with my running back brothers around the NFL history. We'll show you that you need running backs to win. We set the tone every game and run through walls for our team and lead in many ways. This notion that we deserve less is a joke." He also responded many times. He responded one time before saying, basically when Tony Pollard, Sauon Barkely, and the other guy did not sign their extension, that is very eye-opening. That's what he said as well. Jonathan Taylor has also responded to Matt Miller saying, one, if you're good enough, they will find you. Second, if you work hard enough, you'll succeed. If you succeed, you boost the organization. And then it doesn't matter. You're a running back. They won't pay you, they'll let you go, and hold you basically hostage. And then, once we thought it was all over, and all the uproar on Twitter by these NFL running backs was over, Dez Bryant, wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys for many seasons, and now retired, posted this graphic to social media, basically saying that the average salary for an NFL running back in 2023 is $1.81 million. And the average salary for an NFL kicker in 2023 is $2.26 million. And then all the running backs once again responded and the uproar continued. Najee Harris responded by basically saying, "If this doesn't open your eyes, then I don't know what will." Austin Ekeler also responded by basically saying that this is very bad for the league. But then there was one player that actually spoke up about this. He's not a running back, but he's outside linebacker, Micah Parsons, a very good one, and he actually used his brain when talking about the situation. It was actually very surprising that someone actually spoke out about this because it made so much sense from outside looking in, but the running backs just made it seem like it was so disheartening. Here's what Micah Parsons had to say. Des, it's two sides to every story. I don't think no one's wrong like anything. There's some generational athletes who deserve it, and some guys that you can replace, and that goes for any position except quarterback. In most cases, longevity plays a huge part, and he wasn't the only one who spoke out. Former NFL player and now analyst and kind of a show host, Emmanuel Aiko, said this. Second and third string running backs bring down this pay scale a lot, whereas there are no second and third string kickers on any roster. And then that was one of the most smartest things, and someone speaking out said, because I knew this right away. Once I saw the graphic, I knew there are running backs in this league who are third string or fourth string. Sometimes a team carries just a fourth string running back, and they're making like a vet minimum or even less than $1 million, meaning that graphic is not just the starting running backs in the NFL. Because if you just put the starting running backs, the top 32 running backs based off pay, it'll be so much higher than the kickers around the league. There are only 32 kickers in the league. The kickers don't carry second string or third team guys. They don't have to carry that many guys compared to running backs, meaning that their pay scale, they have to actually be really good at that job, and they get paid based off of it. But the NFL running backs, there are so many in the league, and sometimes teams carry 3 to 4, that the pay scale is going to bring down the graphic a lot. And that's what's been happening. But the NFL running backs are not taking that to consideration when they're speaking out about it. They just saw the graphic and they think it's wrong. So that was basically everything from the running backs responding and the uproar. There's probably some other few that I missed, but these were the gist of it. But now let me just speak about the situation, because I'm going to go all the way back to Austin Ekeler, Derrick Henery, and some other guys saying that you need top running backs to win in this league. For the most part, yes. If you're a kind of a middle or average team, you need a really good running back to win. But the last Super Bowl champions, I'm going to show you this graphic that I saw from 2009 all the way to 2022. And someone said this. Can someone explain this, and why should you pay running backs again? And it's a list of all the running backs from all the Super Bowl teams from 2009 to 2022. And I'll list you a few. So last year, Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco, he was on an $870,000 salary, and he was their top running backs in the Super Bowl. In 2021, Rams running back Cam Akers, he was on an $890,000 salary. Buccaneers in 2020, Leonard Fournette, he was only making $2 million. Chiefs in 2019 again, Damian Williams was making $1 million. Patriots in 2018, Sony Michel, $480 million. And Eagles, LeGarrette Blount, the last 2 years, 2017, 2016, from Eagles and Patriots, he was on a $900,000 and $760,000 contract. And as you can see the rest of the graphic, there's no one more than $2 million as a starting running back on one of these teams that won the Super Bowl. So, as you see, you need a top tier running back to win in this league. It's not completely true, because if you're an average team, yes, you need the running back position to help out a lot. But if you have a good quarterback and a good team around them, look at these list of the Super Bowl teams that won the Super Bowl. They didn't have a top tier running back, and they definitely weren't paying a top tier running back. These were the highest paid running backs on these Super Bowl teams. So it says a lot about what these guys, Austin Ekeler and some other guys, are saying. And the reason I'm making this video in general is because when you think of Najee Harris, I know this is a Steelers channel, so I'm going to talk about Najee Harris for a little bit. When you look at Najee Harris, since he's came into the NFL, his first 2 seasons, he's led the whole league in carries. He's had almost 600 carries his first 2 seasons. And that means he's going to have such a big workload on him and such a big resume in terms of carries and workload on him that he came into this league as an older running back as well. He came into the league at 23 years old. He's already played 2 seasons, meaning that he's 25 years old. And if he stays on that 5-year contract that rookies could do and pick up the 5th-year option like the Steelers have the option to do, he's going to be 28 years old at the end of his contract. Basically 29 at the start of the next season after his contract is over, meaning that teams aren't going to want to sign him to a 4-year contract or 5-year contract after his current one is done because he's going to be 29 years old. And if you sign him to another 4-year deal, what running back do you know that is all the way good until they're around 33, 34 years old? Because that's how old Najee Harris would be at the end of his next contract off of his current one based off his age. And that doesn't even take into account that the Pittsburgh Steelers could franchise tag him like they did with Le'Veon Bell. So just say they do franchise tag him. He's going to be 29 years old and they franchise tag him. And then he goes to be 30. And then they sign him to a 4-year deal or another team signs him to a 4-year deal. No one's going to want to sign him to that 4-year deal because he'll be 34, 35 years old by the end of his contract. So this could be a problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Najee Harris the next few years after his contract is over in 3 years. So that's why I wanted to make this video, because we could expect the same thing and there could be an uproar once again. And we've seen Najee Harris's comments on the situation already, so we know the way he's thinking about the running back position being devalued. And I just want to take this into account because all these running backs, they obviously deserve a lot because they're the top tier running backs. But based off the graphic of it showing compared to those kickers, saying that basically all the running backs should be making more than the NFL kicker, it doesn't make sense. And I just want to give my opinion on this. For the most part, the running backs were right. The owners deserve to pay the running backs, especially the top tier ones. But the rest of the ones that usually don't play, then I don't agree with them deserving the most as well. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. This was the response by running backs on Twitter the last few days and the uproar on there on social media. Let me know down in the comments below, how do you feel this whole situation? How do you feel about Tony Pollard, Sauon Barkely, Josh Jacobs not getting their contracts done, and everyone speaking out about it, basically saying this is not right? Do you believe that the running backs deserve to get paid more, or do you believe that their pay is right and they shouldn't be talking? Let me know your thoughts on this situation down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you like Steelers content analysis reports. This one that wasn't really based off the Steelers as much. This was based off just the NFL reports, rumors, and stuff like that. So if you like the NFL stuff as well, alongside the Steelers, like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. I make all kinds of content on this channel. This is the best spot for NFL and Steelers news. If you want me to make a certain video, leave a comment as well, and I'll try to get to it. And with that being said, I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.